And welcome back to Racing to Win. We have got Happy Valley coming up on this Thursday night, so something a little different this week with a big day, of course, happening at Sha Tin last Monday for Chinese New Year. It won't stop us trying to find some winners on the program, and joined in the studio to preview it all by Paul Lally and Tom Wooden. Tom, what's coming up on Thursday night?
Look, it's a pretty even night racing, Mark. Coming up Wednesday and Thursday night it is, of course, and Prime Minister, a last start to when it goes around, carrying a little bit less weight than he did last time out in that final event. Nicholson returns with a strong winner, albeit over 2,000 metres, and horses like Flamingo, Trillion, and I think Noble Pursuit won last start with a bit in hand.
He did indeed. He'll come up in grade. Paul Lally is here also, and after recent jackpots, there's none. No,
there's no jackpots, but as Tom said, it's a real open card, this one. There's no standouts throughout the whole card, so as such, you're going to get some really good dividends, I think, throughout the night.
In the last few shows, we've been seeing the story of Douglas Whyte and Lyle Hewitson, the South Africans doing great things in Hong Kong. Here is part number 3.
Like many new jockeys to Hong Kong, Lyle struggled to make his mark at first.
There's sort of pressure, especially when you're the #1 rider in your country and coming across, you've sort of got to set the standards. And when you're not winning, you're getting less opportunity. And like I said, at the same time, you're trying to adapt to Hong Kong racing.
I think it's very difficult when you get here. I know, I've been through that. I've seen how tough it can be to get going, especially if you run 2nd or 3rd or an unlucky 4th.
He's an inspiration, and you know, I think that even he said when he first got here, it wasn't like he just felt at home, but he made it work and then achieved the unachievables. He's achieved what he has in his life, being such a professional, being a stickler for minor details, and being a taskmaster. He's difficult to work for, but difficult in the sense that just do what you have to do, be there on time, follow the instructions for work, carry yourself correctly, just how you should be. Well, I think just the fact that he sort of is in his infantry years of training, and from where I was, that he could be that sort of mentor to push me. I could have been on my way out, and he sort of took me under his wing at that stage.
However, Hong Kong legend Douglas saw something special in his young countryman.
He got on a horse and on the all-weather track, and I told him just to jump and lead. I'd watched him and analysed him, and he's a very good judge of pace. He gets a horse into a good rhythm. And I knew the horse would suit him, so I put him on, and it was his first winner in Hong Kong. He was delighted, obviously, so was I. He's got a good work ethic. He's very punctual. He's the ultimate professional. He's got very good hands. He's got great balance, and horses tend to run for him because he's kind to them and they enjoy him on his back. I'm an old wise dog now, but of course there's certain things that I would mention to him. He'd take it on board and he'd acknowledge that and work on it.
Things started to click. Doug and I had become closer, and we had that flurry of winners. It was pretty surreal. We absolutely flew.
The pair struck up one of the most formidable partnerships in the city during the 2022-23 season, claiming 16 victories together.
Winners create confidence, and confidence creates success. And when a person's riding with that much confidence, it oozes out, and horses tend to feel it.
It's enjoyable winning with friends. I think that's a big thing. You have a working relationship and an outside relationship, because there's going to be times where you go through a lull in maybe the racing, but you can't let that affect you outside.
There has to be that trust and that bond and understanding that you're able to get over that hurdle together and keep moving forward.
Although Douglas and Lyle have built solid foundations in the city, there is still much that each wants to achieve in Hong Kong.
Everyone says, oh, the good horses make you wake up. Yes, they do. But let me tell you something, the Class 5 horses that you can turn into a winner or a happy horse, that's what makes me wake up. When a horse starts to enjoy what I'm trying to train it to do, and you can see the improvement in its attitude and its form, and hopefully win a race for you, it's very satisfying, very, very satisfying. Once more in my life, I started off from the bottom, and it's baby steps. Ultimately, if I can get to be champion trainer, that's me, that's what I've always wanted to be, but I'm very competitive. I think I've learned a lot in my short stint as a trainer so far, and I'm going to keep improving.
For me, it's just that insatiable hunger to achieve that I'll just keep going, keep pushing for it. I know it's going to be hard.
If you don't have that want and that burning desire in you and that real fight, you're never going to get it, but I see that in him. So he's, if he keeps chipping away and doing what he's doing, he's got a real good shot at it.
I would hate to leave Hong Kong without being champion jockey. That's where I'm aiming.
The full series available on the Hong Kong Jockey Club YouTube channel, but it's a big time for the Douglas Whyte stable. Tom, Russian Emperor looking to win the Emir Trophy. Now, thanks to HKJC vet Stevie O'Connor, we've got some footage of Russian Emperor going through his paces in Qatar.
Yeah, he looks good there, and he trolled up really well a couple of Tuesday mornings ago. We're now at Sha Tin over the 1,600 metres, of course, behind Romantic Warrior. He really hit the line strongly in that barrier trial. Brenton of Della rode him in the barrier trial, and here he is on the big open spaces there in Qatar, moving well, and looks maybe a deeper race this year, Paul, with a few Japanese horses in it.
Yeah, I think there's 3 Japanese coming across, so yeah, it's always tough when because they travel, they normally perform very well.
They do, they are very, very hard to beat, but that is our very own Russian Emperor representing Hong Kong, China in Qatar. But we're going to look straight to Happy Valley right now, and the mating details for Thursday nights. We're up to meeting number 46. 9 C-course races it will be. The 2 races we feature on the show, the 8 and the 9. Class 3 1200 and the Class 3 over the 1800 metres. In race number 8, which gets underway at 10:15, we've got Lightning Bolt, who's a 2-time course and distance winner. Nakoni County's a last start winner, goes up £7 for it. Golden Empire is back in trip. Conti was known just as Conti when he raced in Australia, won over the 1200 with the blinkers on at Ipswich. Better draw for Righteous Arian. Mega Bonus has his second start in Class 3, and Oriental Smoke and Ready to Win Tom round out the field for the 8th.
Having a look at the speed here over the 1200 metres, Lightning Bolt is drawn wide, so he's going to go back, and Mega Bonus certainly can go forward, but knocked up last time out. Conti has shown a bit of pace. Active Faith, Paul, normally is very quick out of the machine. And then you've got Golden Empire and Oriental Smoke, who was a little better last start.
Yeah, he ran a lot better, didn't he? He'd been out of form. Prince of Porty tends to run better when he goes back, and I think he'll go back from a wide draw.
Interview to start though, the preview for race number 8. Nick is here with the rider of Nakoni County, it's Karis Teaton.
Karis Teaton and Nakoni County, one of your rides on Thursday night around Happy Valley, is a horse that you've got quite a good association with now.
Yes, Nick. Actually, last time it was nice to be able to get back on him, because I thought his run, the first time I rode him this season, he ran pretty good down the straight, and then he went on his second run in a great race, and then his last win was a good win, so it's nice to be able to riding him again.
What was quite noticeable last time, Karis, he showed a really willing attitude, didn't he? He's got a real bit of fight in him, this horse.
Yes, he actually had everything worked his way last time. Casper had him in really good form. The race planned out really well. Throughout the whole race, he had a sweet run, and into the straight, I must say, I wasn't really too hard on him, because I felt like he was gonna go one pretty easy, and then I thought his fitness level got to him towards the end, but you know, he was that good enough that he still won the race.
Are we sort of hoping that he's still got that bit of freshness in him? I mean, looking at some of the profiles of horses in this race, I mean, your guy's only coming up for his 4th run of the season. A few of the others have had a good bit more experience. So do you think there's still probably a little bit more juice to squeeze out of the orange?
I think so. After last time, like I said, I mentioned to Cass, I thought I was just going to run past the winner. And then towards that last 50 meter, I thought he sort of, not stopped, but I thought he could have gave me more. But if there's improvement coming from there, then you think he should improve from that run. So I'm hoping he improved, and he's a horse that, like you say, he hasn't had a lot of run this season, and hope he can run well again.
Talking of runs on the board, your tally is looking good at the moment. Obviously, riding high up in the Premiership, of course, and things are going well. You're pleased with the way things are going.
Yeah, thanks. You know, of course, you just need to sort of try be consistent, and you know, appreciate the support from everybody, the trainers and the owners.
You had a winner at Sha Tin over Chinese New Year. Now, there were a couple of noticeable sort of turnarounds, I suppose. Mugen, one of them, and obviously Galaxy Patch another. But both horses ran with plenty of credit. Didn't lose any admirers, to my mind. What was your take on their performances?
Yeah, I thought both horses ran pretty good. You know, of course, Mugen ran pretty good again. I thought, you know, the pace in the race slacked a bit, and you know, there was, you know, those small field or tricky races always. And I thought Red Lion, with the weight different this time around, you know, he was the one to beat, and you know, he made it hard for us. And Galaxy Patch ran great again. There was just no speed in the race. Both those horses that we thought might lead end up jumping slow. So he ran a great race. He's only a young horse, and I think there's a lot of improvement to come.
That was Karis Teaton. On to our first replay, Tom. This is a horse you've always had time for, Righteous Arian. No world beater, but he's a very, very honest horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's it again, Mark, and he was charging home again last time out behind Tomodachi Kokoro from back in the field. That was from 11. He's got barrier 3 this time. Has to carry that 1 extra pound, courtesy of this third, but he's in the mix again. Should get a good run through, I would have thought, Paul.
Yeah, he should, and he always gets you, doesn't he? Because he gets back and he runs on strongly. So, as you say, he's an honest horse.
We're going to have a look at his report card now, Paul. You think he's maybe a little bit out of his depth this week?
Well, I didn't put him in the end, but he was right on the cusp for me. I mean, this is a very strong field, I think, that he's in, and his win was off a rating of 58, and he's slightly higher than that at the moment.
That's Paul's thoughts on Righteous Arian. A Prince of Porty here, Tom. This is over the 1,000 metres last time. He ends up running 5th behind Baby Crystal. Wider draw and jumps up to the 12.
It's coming up a year since he won his second race, Prince of Porty. He jumped awkwardly, got a bit of a bump at the start. You can see he was sort of held up here in the run. That's him, and the cheek piece is there. There's a wall of horses in front of him, including Baby Crystal, who eventually wins the race. You can see he's going for a gap there. There's only sort of half a gap in the way. In the end, he pushes his way through. So there was a bit to like about the run, Paul. Barrier 10, though, any concerns with that?
No, look, I just think he's better ridden a bit cold. And so I think they'll have no choice from barrier number 10 to take him back. He did lead a couple of starts ago, and it didn't really work out for him. So look, I'm going to put him in, but from that draw, just a little bit of a problem. So only on a minor line.
Ready to win, Paul. It's just been so-so since winning on the opening day of the season. This was much better. Now, this is Wunderbar. Car Ying Rising, who won on the weekend. Ace Victory, who will get past close to the line, has come out and won since. Pretty sure that's Partir on the rail too, so it's been a strong form race. Yeah, really strong form race. So I wanted to include him. He goes in for me, comes in with a lightweight as well, and I think this is a really good form race he's come out of, and you can see he stayed on really nicely here. So he's not that should get back and be running on. Yeah, a lot to like about the form of this race. At Happy Valley, he's only had the 2 starts, never been top 4 in either of those 2 starts. When he did win, it was on a yielding track, and he has also won on a good surface, but maybe if the ground's a bit firm for him, maybe not totally ideal, but he is going well at the moment. And that is ready to win. Indeed, that is all the runners that we need to look at in race number 8. Paul, who's on top? Well, I think Active Faith is going to get the perfect run in the trail, so he's going to go on top for me, Active Faith, ready to win in there for second, coming out of that strong form race. Nakoni County hasn't put 2 together before, but he has won off a high rating of 72, and then Prince of Porty running on late. I do like the 4 in this, 4:11.25. Yeah, also keen on the 4 in this race, and that, of course, is the son of Press Statement, Active Faith. He normally flies the machine. What I like about him this week, he's got a 6-pound turnaround on that effort from Nakoni County last time out. Covered ground beyond midfield and stayed on at the end. So Active Faith to beat Nakoni County, number 2. 8 goes in for 3rd, Righteous Arian. And for 4th, I'll throw in Prince of Porty as well, David Hall and Zach Purton. Only the 2 wins for those 2 gentlemen teaming up this season so far. 4, 2, 8 and 5. The boys have both had the holy water out. Active Faith on top from both Paul and Tom in race number 8. Off to a break and back with plenty more racing to win right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. The break has just been on, which means one thing, it's time for the last run reminder, Paul, and you're going for the Ghost Who Walks this week. Could he fly the Phantom? Yeah, I don't know if he did he, actually? But race 4, number 4 for this particular one. I have to have a look at that one. But look, you can see him there. He was slightly slow away. Now, they went really slow in this race, and he was really well back. And look, it was a really, really good run from this horse. You can see how slow they were going, way behind standard. He was sort of making ground on it, but then he came wide and had to really go wide on the bend and really finished off the race strongly. Couldn't quite peg back the eventual winner of the race, but a really nice run from this horse. And he looks a winner waiting to happen. Does Flying Phantom. John Sizer's horse is going very well at the moment and couldn't just quite get there. But they're well clear of anything else. Good run from them. The horse that beat him there, Crystal Powerful, is shooting for 3 in a row at the same meeting. So Flying Phantom is the last run reminder. Nice and easy to remember. Race 4, number 4. On to the last we go now, and it is a Class 3 over the 1,800 metres. Hemron's on the class drop. Prime Minister Last start winner carries less weight, with the claim for Ellis Wong taking the 10 off. Lean Hero up to the 1800 metres. Wide draw again for Romantic Cloud. Escape Routes went off ratings 72 and 67. He'll jump off 68. Nicholson returns into Class 3 on the back of that 2,000 metre win at Shard 10. 8-day backup for All Beauty, and Noble Pursuits 1-2 from his last 3, and he makes his way into Class 3, Tom, for the first time.
Flamingo Trillion can roll forward to here. Another one that does like to race forward is Majestic Victory, and then you've got Lean Hero. And Lean Hero actually got quite a way back last time out from barrier number 8. He's got barrier 1 this week. Another horse that normally sits handy, Paul, is Escape Route. What do they do with Turin Mascot? He was well back last time out, and they looked to make a run with him sort of midway down the back straight last time.
Yeah, I think they might try and do something similar. So he might have to tuck in behind Nicholson Returns. And he's another horse that came off a really slow pace like the Phantom, who has no superpowers because it doesn't fly. But Flamingo Trillion, I think, will lead.
That was beautifully worked in about the Phantom there from Paul. We're heading to the birthday boy right now, though. Nick spoke to the man himself, Frankie Law.
Frankie Law, off to Happy Valley we go for a Thursday meeting this week, and you've got a couple of nice runners in the final race, race 9, both All Beauty and Flamingo Trillion. Let's start with All Beauty. He's a horse you're keeping busy. He's very consistent, just finds winning hard.
Yes. So this time I tried to put in 1800 to see any better for him or not.
His running style, Frankie, I mean, from an untrained eye of mine, looks as if 18 would suit him. Do you think, is that the way you're thinking, stepping him up in trip?
Yeah. You know, last few times always get an outside draw, you need to take it back, and he always finish strong. So this time we just put in 1800 to see. I think it should be better for him, yeah.
He's a horse clearly who thrives on his racing. I mean, you're happy to back him up quickly. Has he come out of his last race okay to present him again?
Yeah, he looks fine, yeah.
He's been dropped a pound by the handicapper as well, so they're sort of helping you out a bit there.
Of course. I think the job a little bit may be better for him, yeah.
He's going to be joined by Flamingo Trillion. Now, he's probably, arguably, the more interesting of the two runners. This is his first go around Happy Valley. Just talk me through the thinking in coming here.
I think, you know, sometimes in starting a little bit strong, maybe. So try to bring him to Happy Valley. I hope it's a little bit big feel for him, and I tried him before in Happy Valley, so should be okay, yeah. Yeah,
interesting. Actually, going back, looking at that trial, I mean, he did trial really well at the Valley, didn't he?
Yeah, and this time we just go up to 18. But I think he's okay 18, yeah.
He's got a nice draw as well. I know you're always keen on good draws, Frankie. He's in gate number 3, so that should help him.
Yeah. He looked like a little bit one pace. He got a good draw, should be easier for him.
I don't want you to really pick between the two, but of the two, would you have a preference for one, or do you think they're both more than capable of going close here?
Hard to say, because that All Beauty, he's looked like 1800 should be better. The other one, first time Happy Valley, but he's still okay. He tried before, so I think both should be okay. Yeah.
You're a little more keen, Paul, on Flamingo Trillion. Derek Long takes the ride, and Derek's got great stats over the 1800 at the Valley this season.
Yeah, I think he can actually quite out of the race, old Frankie there. But look, yeah, as you say, he's riding the Valley really well as Derek, and a good draw is really going to help this horse, and a top 3%, 60% there. Yeah,
this horse here, last win was off a rating of 55, so he's a few points higher than that at the moment, but the form around Sweet Encounter, Starmac as well through that has been very good.
There's Derek's rides. Goodmanship in the first and Aromatica, Joyful Prosperity, Golden Long and King Invincible. Golden Long's trial very good, Tom.
He has trialled up well into that recent trial, looked to move really well there. Hopefully he can jump away cleanly just in that last trial and last start. He did miss the start a little bit, so they'll be hoping for a clean getaway with Golden Long for sure.
That is Derek Long, and Flamingo Trillion is in the last against these horses. Paul, there is plenty to look at here. One of your old favourites, Prime Minister, won at big odds. Lean Hero runs second. Turin Mascot 5th, Escape Route 7th, and Romantic Cloud 12th. Who do you like out of this replay?
I do like Lean Hero because he's drawn barrier number 1, so he's going to have a nice run just in behind. He's had 3 starts over the course and distance, and a win and a placing, a second. So he's really suited by the 1800 metres here. The thing that worries me a little bit about Prime Minister is that he hasn't managed to put 2 together in the past.
No, it's been a wee while since he's sort of backed up a win with another decent performance, but he's carrying a lot less weight here, so that's certainly a positive. Lean Hero probably deserves a little bit of forgive. Got too far back, I thought, last time out. And Turin Mascot's another one that hasn't been far away. He was a winner, but he's £3 worse off here with Prime Minister as well.
We move on to winning form now, Tom, and Nicholson returns. It was set up for the swoopers, this race. This is the 2,000 metre race on the 28th of January, where they just went like lightning up front. Those that sat back were able to swoop into it. You can see here Nicholson returns, had it won a long way out.
Burton was jogging on him right at the top of the straight, this horse, and he was a fair way back, but when he got to the lead, he really raced away. It was 3 1/4 lengths, the winning margin here on Sharp and Bright. He's beaten nothing outstanding here. Of course, Romantic Fantasy has come out and won the other day at Happy Valley, but he's never run top 2 in this grade, Paul, and I don't know if coming back in trips are negative.
I wonder about Happy Valley too. He's had 3 goes here just for a 4th. So, look, he's quite a big horse. I just wonder if he's better suited at Sharton.
What about Noble Pursuit, Paul? This is him last time, down in grade, end of January this one, and he's about to hook out and run on by. So because he comes into Class 3, carries just £119 and he wins this one by a length and a half.
Yeah, 2-time winner in Class 4, this horse, and he's only had the limited start, so he's still on the rise. Look, he was on the cusp for me. He didn't quite make it in, but look, he could only win, and he did win nicely.
I think he can win this. Stepping up in grade here, lightweight was a good effort from Casper Founds. He'd freshened him up coming into last start, and the money was right there to say he was ready to run a big race.
That's some runners in race number 9, but you think the birthday boy's the man to go with?
Yeah, I'm going to go with him at Quinella in this race. I think Flamingo Trillion can win. Coming to Happy Valley was a good trial when he did trial here, and All Beauty's been so consistent. Lean Hero from Barrier 1 and Turin Mascot, he'll need a bit of luck from that draw. 11, 10, 4, 3.
Noble Pursuit is on top for me here. Number 12, I think he can certainly win again. Flamingo Trillion, give Accolade Start some sort of a chance here. He got knocked over in the straight last time out. Ran well going back 3 starts ago. And Hammer On also goes in carrying the big weight. 12, 11, 7 and 1.
And all races are available for a race-by-race analysis on the website hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. The end of the show is nigh, Paul, and it's best bet time. Yeah,
I'm going to go with the horse we just talked about, Flamingo Trillion. It should be a good price because there's plenty of chances in the race, but I think he can win the race coming back to Happy Valley. The trial was really good, and you can see him highlighted here as he comes down the straight, Flamingo Trillion, and finished off this race really well. Now, Star Max come out of this race and raced well at higher level, and the start beforehand he did beat Simple Hedge home, and of course Simple Hedge has been going on to better things as well. So he comes out a really strong form race as this horse, and Sweet Encounter is another one that's been going so well, and Sweet Encounter just beat him. The long shot, we're going to do Chair for South, race 7, number 11. He comes into this race fresh. I've liked his 2 trials, nice quiet trials for him coming into it. And we'll do the play in earlier race number 6 with Harmony Fire, Parents Love and Ruby Sailing, QQP 3, 8 and 9.
Best bet for me comes up in race number 4. It is Flying Phantom. Zach Purton, John Size, only beaten a length last time out. I think he's ready to win his race 4, number 4, Flying Phantom. Value runner is Charity Bingo for Danny Schumann, the 2nd race, so horse number 2. Now, this was him here last time, or 2 starts ago. Now, Blue Marlins come out of this race and performed well in 1. Green and White, California Voce, Carrying Generation. You can see him making ground over on the inside there. He took the class drop after that and had some excuses last time out. Got held up for room and hampered in the straight. So Charity Bingo certainly goes in, and the play comes up in that race as well with Atomic Beauty and Club Soda.
Best bet is in race number 7. The Inform Ernest Feeling, 5 wins. Antoine Hemlin's been on board for all of them. He's carried more weight to win in a lower grade. We'll make the long shot. Race 5, number 10, Kairos Dragon. Best run last time in Hong Kong was over the 1,000, jumps to the 1,200. That only looks a bonus for him. And the play, race 7, a QQP, 3 Ernest Feeling, 6 Yoda's Choice and 7 Country Dancer, who's on a pretty quick backup. Yoda's Choice is on debut. There's the diary looking forward. It is back to normal from Sunday. 12:30 trackside live, and then back to Happy Valley next Wednesday night, Tom, as it is on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night, something a bit different, but let's hope they all roll up through the gates and it should be a good night, Paul.
Yeah, it should be a good night, and then on to Sunday with a mixed meeting with 4 all-weather races.
It is indeed. But that has been Racing to Win. Thanks to the boys. We'll see them again soon. We'll see you again soon indeed for the first at Happy Valley at 6:40 on Thursday night.